I never got married, yet I am still going through a divorce.
I paid for everything. He lived rent-free for a decade.
I bought a car. I wired in full, all cash. 2 years later, come to find out, my name is not on the title of my vehicle.
I'm just gonna let him take all my...
What kind of man takes from a woman like this?
And ma'am, what do you mean your boyfriend divorced you, but y'all were never married? Make it make sense.
My ex is suing me, and I have not signed anything regarding sharing information about the lawsuit, and I'm not gonna sign anything about sharing what's happening to me. So here we go. So I dated this guy for a decade, never wanted marriage. I never want marriage for myself with anyone, ever. I've never wanted that since I was a kid. But with this guy particularly, because he has money problems, loans, debt,
Right.
Not taking that on, not having my name tied to that. I make a large amount of money, and my ex made, I don't know. I don't even know the truth of what he made, but he made nothing, really. I paid for everything. He lived rent-free for a decade. Imagine having no bills for a decade, okay?
Ma'am, was you the sugar mama? Sugar mama, no proud family? Allegedly, can't confirm nor deny. He didn't pay no bills for 10 years. Okay, and in different strokes for different folks. Y'all, everybody manages their household differently, right? But the way she says she's getting sued by her ex. They were together for 10 years. He didn't pay. Not now, Bill. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but continue.
Ultimately broke up because I lost attraction to him because I kept thinking he would like get a job or find some sort of success, and when he just never did, I just started feeling like a mommy, like the mommy.
So I wasn't too off saying sugar mama, but she's saying herself. She felt like the mommy. And did he cook? Maybe he did the dishes. Because you know what? If so, you know what? Actually, maybe not too bad then. But if he was doing absolutely nothing for 10 years, I can see why she felt the way she felt.
So when I ended things, instead of him realizing, let me just go get a job and like make something of my life, he immediately turned around and sued me. We live in Texas, so he is claiming common law marriage.
Because they've been together 10 years. Did Tyler Perry make a movie about this one time? Was that Tyler Perry? Can't confirm nor deny. He be making weird type of movies like that. Anyway, now I'm fully aware of common law marriages. Let's pull this up real quick just to educate everyone so we're all on the same accord, right? In this article from texas.gov.com, it actually states common law marriage, also known as marriage without formalities or informal marriage, is a valid and legal way for a couple to marry in Texas. And this is likely to be said in other states who authorize common law marriage, but you would have to do specific research on your state to see, is that a thing where you live? But specifically for Texas, common law marriage may be proved by evidence that the couple did these following things: agreed to be married, and after the agreement, they lived together in this state as husband and wife, and they represented to others that they were married. So now that we are all on the same page, I can see what happened here. Okay, continue.
Meaning, if he can prove we were married, he would be entitled to half of my estate. This law seems to do more harm than good. This law is no good, and all it does is people. Anyway, we are in the middle of negotiating. I will let you know what we land on and what this man is going to get out of me. There's a learning lesson here, and I think it is to trust no man and to trust nobody. Come back for part 2 because we are almost done with negotiating. Oh my God, we're almost done. But I'm giving him something. I'm giving him a lot.
Girl, you done gave him a lot over these last 10 years. You said he wasn't paying a bill. He came, he saw, and he conquered. No, maybe it's too soon. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. Ma'am, I really am wishing you well. I can only imagine. She said she was a person that didn't even want to be married. And perhaps she just didn't even know this was a thing. Can you imagine being like, I never had dreams of being a wife, and that's perfectly fine. And then because you had a boyfriend for however many years, he's suing you? And my question is, what does he want? I'm scared. And I'm glad she did a part 2 because I'm, girl, got my watermelon juice ready. I know this finna be good. And I know we finna learn something today. Hold on, let me take a sip. It's homemade, by the way. Someone here said, ask for half of the last 10 years' bills. You know what? I agree. He was a boyfriend. He was like, and I know a lot of y'all are gonna be like, oh, that's so crazy it happened to her. This can happen to anybody. Anybody. Like, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Now I'm just gonna read the comments, y'all. This comment says, a man who has nothing to offer you will take everything away from you if you let him. I think that goes both ways. That's a people thing in general. And this is a great question. I know a lot of people are likely wondering, why would you allow him to stay for 10 years? And she replies with, just 2 days ago actually, potential I saw, and he was my best friend. You know, love will make you do some crazy things. I know, trust me. I know. Ma'am, you gonna get through this. I hope he don't take you to the ringer. Through the ringer. That's what I mean. Like, through the ringer. But 10 years, man. Someone here says, okay, so dating prenup, got it. At this, like, allegedly, you may need one. Can't confirm nor deny, but be safe. Everybody watching this video who is dating, you have a son or a daughter that's dating, niece or nephew. If it's you, it could be your dad, your mother, like everybody. Pay attention. I'm tuned in. Let's see what happened next. Part 2.
Part 2 of my ex of a decade is suing me for common law marriage. We lived together throughout the decade, and a lot of that time was spent renting. So when you rent somewhere, like, both parties' name has to be on the lease. Our names were cohabitating. Now, before I say the worst part, I will say I never put his name on my taxes, nor did I ever put his name on any medical documents. However, since I did not want him to worry about money, I did put his name on my bank account so he could have a credit card with his name on it linked to my funds.
Lord have mercy. I think she knows this ain't looking too good. It's not. Another thing I would like to take the opportunity to say is, in many of these videos on my channel, it's typically videos of women speaking about how they were financially dependent on their husbands or someone else, and things didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. And the next thing we ended up seeing was a train wreck, turmoil. But this is so interesting because the dynamics here are reversed for what we usually see. And my statements still stand, which are that it doesn't matter who you are. I think it is dangerous to fully depend on anybody. And I have always remained inclusive to everyone for that statement because it really doesn't matter. Not only is it dangerous for you as a person fully depending on someone, which is scary because you don't want to be out on the streets. This man, even though a lot of people watching this video might not like the idea of him doing this to her, he may be facing homelessness. That is scary for anybody, especially being that you know, he probably thought he'd be with this woman for a long time. Now he's probably trying to figure it all out. He hasn't been in the workforce, allegedly, fully depending on this woman. And not only is it dangerous for him, it's dangerous for her. And she's like, hey, I was just a girlfriend. Like, that's what makes this even crazier is they weren't married. She's like, well, taking me to court for what? Alimony? I ain't your wife. You anymore. But now she's being sued. And didn't J-Lo say my love don't cost a thing? Obviously it do. Somebody lied and I don't like it. Love looking a little expensive nowadays, especially in 2026. People need that bread. Okay, this ain't the time or the day. Like, look around at what is happening in this economy. I honestly feel like people need people more than ever right about now. So for her, I think she's going to be okay. Unless he take half as the boyfriend. The boyfriend can't even imagine.
He could be taken care of, so his name is on my bank account. Don't do that, ladies. Don't do that for anybody. Next thing, it is very easy after a decade to not correct people if they just say, oh, your wife is over there, or like, oh, is your husband on the way? Especially if that's in text or email or writing, which most certainly happened. I mean, if you bump into your neighbor and they say, oh, I just talked to your husband, I am not going to sit there and correct them and say, oh, he's not really my husband, by the way, we're just been together for a decade, we don't believe in marriage. Like, it's so much easier to be like, oh yeah, and this is where it gets really bad.
Can it get worse? Because when I read to you all from the texas.gov website, it clearly stated that if you present as husband and wife, then he might have a valid argument there. And she was saying like, yeah, over the course of 10 years, that likely happened. My thing is, what if they were to like subpoena the neighbors and be like, yeah, I always thought they were married. I didn't know that was just her boyfriend or something. You know what I mean? And I just believe it was something probably innocent on her behalf. But now I'm like, y'all, some of y'all be out there playing, talk about this my man, this my husband, this my wife. Think twice. And that rhymed. No Dr. Seuss. But if you knew something like this could happen, would you be saying, oh, that's my wife? That's my husband? Like, you ain't a husband. You ain't a wife. You know what this reminds me of? The cartoon Chowder. He's always telling this girl, I'm not your boyfriend.
Hi, Chowder. I'm not your boyfriend.
Look, that's what some of y'all need to be out here. I'm not your wife. I'm not your husband. Whatever you need to say to get the point across. To not get sued. When you wasn't even married. You going through a divorce. Lord have mercy.
It gets really bad, y'all. Okay. Don't think this part was premeditated, but maybe it was. It probably was. He said, you know, when you're out and about, I don't really want you to look single. Like, we've been together for a decade. Like, since we're never getting married, like, just at least wear like a band on your finger. Just so, like, you know, if you're at the gym and a bunch of guys are looking at you, like, at least they know you're not single.
Phil, he ain't new to this. He might be true to this. So you mean to tell me all that time went by? All these things have been occurring and he wants you to wear a wedding band, but y'all aren't married. But the minute that y'all split up, he's suing you. Ma'am, I fear it could be, I can't confirm nor deny, because I'm not trying to get sued. But he meditated allegedly, because he was quick with it like that. To me, it would just feel like he was scheming. I would say that about anybody though. Like the minute, and you're not married. Now it'd be different if you're married because people understand, hey, when you're married, you have certain rights to certain things legally. It's your right. But as a boyfriend, if that's where your thought went, I definitely would be like, oh, he's seen her like a walking lake. He knew she had money. She was paying all the bills and they were together for so long. He could just be like, that was my wife. She just didn't believe in doing stuff in a way where other people in society usually do, like doing the whole ring, the whole ceremony and everything legally. She just didn't believe in that. But common law, she was my wife. That was my wife. And ma'am, you're even saying it here on the internet like, yeah, you know, I didn't correct them neighbors when he was saying I was the wife because, you know, it's just too many hoops to jump through. And it's like, girl, the internet be forever. He might, I'm not a lawyer, but he might have a little something with this. He might, just as a person listening that just read what I read.
Okay, I'll appease you. Like, I'll wear a band. I don't want for women to know you're single either. So just like we wore bands. I'm just appeasing a relationship, you guys. He said, let's share our vows. Since we're never getting married, let's at least share our vows. I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I never took action or had any type of ceremony. I never wrote anything down. I never signed anything, but I certainly felt like I existed in a 10-year relationship, as one should show up for their partner in a 10-year relationship. So I am guilty of not knowing the laws and appeasing my partner of a decade and making him feel safe and taking care of his wants and needs.
Oh, my.
To this she says, oh, I'm just a girl living in captivity. A root of Doormat is making me someday. Oh, I'm just a girl.
And nobody cares because the law is the law. And ma'am, in this situation, I wish it was enough just to say this as get out of jail free card, and it's not. It's not. But I'm wishing her well. I really am. These comments are interesting. This comment here says, attorney here, he can and likely will use this to strengthen his case. I was thinking that. Scary. Another says, if I was your lawyer, I'd confiscate your phone. Yes, ma'am. Hold down. Put it down. Please. Somebody take it. Take it now. Others stating, everything you described is being married. Others saying, play this back and listen to yourself. Another saying, you're one silly goose. Not them saying the whole town is laughing at her and she laughing too, talking about some ha ha ha. This is too much. It's so much. Y'all took friends with benefits to a new level because he trying to get all the benefits because he want half, allegedly. But let's continue. Ma'am, I hope you're able to get out of this. My. She's replying to a comment here on TikTok that says, "Oh, he played you good. Definitely was strategic. Can't confirm nor deny." But let's see what she has to say about this.
See that now after the fact, of course, but during the relationship, it felt very real to me, which, as you could probably tell, has really taken a toll like on my mental health after the breakup. It's really made me question my own sense of judgment. It's given me like a lack of confidence in my my decision making. At this point, I just feel like I'm focused on my mental health because the money will always come back to me. The money will come back to me as it always does. And karma's also real, so I'm gonna let God fix this. I'm gonna let God handle this. Imagine breaking up with someone and then just, that's not it. You sue? I have also learned in the industry I work in, which is social media, women make a lot of money. This has happened to a dozen of my friends now. I didn't look into this before. A dozen women I know have been taken advantage of after a split.
I hope y'all are listening. Even though she can't take back what she's saying, there are so many learning lessons here for anybody listening. Anybody listening. Just protect yourselves financially. Financially, there are so many ways for people to try to gain access to your assets. I believe this is a cautionary tale, and I think she's still very brave for sharing this online. A lot of people would likely go through something like this and keep this to themselves, but this is a very unique story. I'm not sure that I've ever heard anything like this, especially online. So y'all let me know if you have, but I applaud her for spreading awareness, for one, and then also bringing to the conversation what also may be another thing happening behind the scenes of a lot of women being good at social media, because let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Like, hello. She's saying that this is a common thing? That's scary. So many people aspire to do content, especially like, the world we live in. People might want another source of income, which I can understand. Trust me. But it truly makes you think that you might definitely have to up the security levels, even if you're just dating, and definitely if you're married. But man, bless her heart.
These men definitely have an exit plan, I shall say. And that's just sad. I don't know. It's just really sad. And I just feel like I'm focused on my mental health. And I also don't want this to happen to any other women. Women typically sue in divorces because they had to stay home and raise children and put their career on pause, and they have like children to take care of.
Right.
Traditionally, right? I don't believe men should be suing women for any sort of spousal anything, any sort of financial anything. Like, you don't have children to birth.
I can understand and I respect her opinion. And I understand she's going through something very hard. But respectfully, I would have to disagree. I think if the roles were reversed and there is a stay-at-home dad, I can understand why he may want the same sort of benefits that a stay-at-home mother would want in a divorce, especially if he was going without employment and things of that sort and it just didn't work out. It's rough for everybody out there. At the end of the day, people are people. And that scare of being on the streets, being homeless, is frightening to everybody. And even though the relationship didn't work out, that's still a human being, And I feel the same way about stay-at-home mothers that we see time after time after time again get on the internet, and we keep showing these stories, and I keep talking to you all about how dangerous it is and why you should, at least try to keep some sort of resources, get you a 401k set up, some sort of money in case things don't go the way that you're thinking, or maybe even just working from home. It's just about having humanity for people, Now, I know a lot of this stuff is left up to the courts also. So there is a lot of nuance to this conversation, but nonetheless, I feel like she's entitled to her opinion.
If you're a woman who doesn't believe in marriage, but you live in a common law state, the only way you can protect yourself against men you're dating is to marry them with a rock solid prenup. You are safer marrying this man with a prenup than you are just simply dating them with nothing signed.
So she's saying, better marry that man, get your on one knee. Ain't no way. Y'all, I'm just playing. Don't get on one knee. Don't do it. Just taking it too far. Look, there are certain things I'm against. I'm definitely against that. Never. Absolutely not. But in all seriousness, I can't confirm nor deny how true what she's saying is, because the legality of it all, if that is true, that's interesting. That means that common law marriage in certain situations, they gonna hold a lot of weight, as we can see. So I can get where she's coming from. At least like with the marriage, you have a prenup, you have agreements, you know, you have back and forth. Lawyers can look over these sort of things. In her situation, it's just like she just messed around and found out when she found out. And it seems, and I could be wrong, but it seems like he may have been hit to this far before she was.
If you live in a common law state, girl, just marry that man.
Don't get on one knee though. Don't. I don't want to see y'all on the talk of tick on one knee. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Talking about you don't want no common law marriage. I get it. Don't do the stuff that she was doing. Like, I think there's other ways we can go about it besides just saying, you know, and I'm not saying she's saying get married. I'm saying you can be boyfriend and girlfriend, but let it be known that's what it is. Don't start walking around with a wedding band on your wedding finger, telling people that's your wife or your husband, giving them access to all the accounts and all the things, doing the married things without being married, making it hard to defend yourself if you ever needed to go to court, if your not wife or not husband wants to sue you. And that's not legal advice either, because I'm not a lawyer, but in her case, it sounds like she was doing all the things possibly that we read that might be considered common law. And this is why I say knowledge is power, because in many situations, what you don't read and what you don't have knowledge on, somebody else will take as an opportunity to use against you, just because you don't know anything about it. And that's very sad, but it happens. It happens every day. Another thing I was gonna say is maybe just don't move in together. Additionally, I say this in the nicest way. Once you have somebody in your house, it is hard to get them out. It is. So the path of least resistance is they stay where they at, you stay where you're at. But you don't let them come in your house with no money unless you're okay with something like this possibly happening. And I'm not telling nobody how to live. I just want everyone to have the information of the possibilities to protect yourself financially and make better decisions today in order to have a better future. As I always tell you all, you don't know what you don't know. Chime in down below if you've ever experienced moving in with somebody or letting somebody move in your house, and that could even be a family. It's hard to get anybody out of your house with no drama. If you let them in. So just consider that, y'all. Just consider it. Just consider it. It might be inconsiderate and not consider you.
You guys are asking why I allowed my ex to live rent-free in my home for a decade.
We want to know. Yes, absolutely. That's what we're here for.
I believed that if he paid rent in a home that I owned, he would be helping me pay down my mortgage. And he wanted some sort of like ownership in my primary residence because he would be like contributing to the mortgage in that way.
Where I'm lost is understanding that he was living there for free. Okay, so he didn't contribute to the mortgage and therefore didn't have any ownership, quote unquote, her home, and just didn't want to pay. So he moved in for free. He was able to just move in for free. Well, I'm trying to understand how that conclusion was made. Confusing. I'm perplexed.
Kind of convinced me it was unfair for him to have to like pay my mortgage.
I would have said, look, it's unfair for you to be in my space and you ain't chipping in. So he convinced her to let him stay for the free ski. Free 99, freeway, not the rapper, free, no AJ, no 106 in Park, free. I don't like this. The more I'm hearing, the more I do. I personally feel like it was a scheme set up by Todd.
A scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the boots.
Because what do you mean?
When I own it, I put the down payment on it. It's mine. I got approved for it, whatever. The next thing was I made so much more money than him that it almost felt wrong to take money from him, if that makes any sense.
But he didn't have no job, didn't he? Not have no job. And I get definitely where she's coming from with that, because it's like, yeah, it's like that don't feel right. It feels icky. I understand. Ma'am, did you have a business or something since you making all this money? Did you put him to work somehow, some way? Or was he just chilling at the house, like no children involved? Nothing? Was he cutting grass? At least he would have been chefing it up or something. What is his credentials? What was it? That's what I want to know. That was like, yeah, he don't got to pay no bills. He ain't got to help out. He ain't gonna be able to get on this mortgage, so I just let him stay for free, let him move in. Like, it's not about him not making or having as much money as her. I'm actually trying to understand was the thing that was like, yeah, this makes sense to do for this man. Like, what was he? Was he a knight in shining armor? Like, was he good at poetry? Could he sing? Could he sing? Oh, was he a singer? Probably not. I don't know. She's not telling us anything. It's unmotivating. I don't like it. Maybe that would make it make sense.
Like, imagine making so much money and your partner makes virtually nothing. You almost feel like you want to take care of them and you wouldn't accept like a dime from them. That's just how I felt.
I know a lot of y'all probably wouldn't agree, but many people say men and women are different in certain aspects. I don't see nothing wrong with a man working. I don't see nothing wrong with them even being like a stay-at-home father. I don't see anything wrong. But I'm trying to understand, what was he man, what was this man doing? Because you got big bank. Was he a pro? What is going on? People are asking the same questions I'm wondering. They're like, how attractive was this man? Not that that matters. Let me look. They say he better look like Brad Pitt in his prime. It still doesn't make it acceptable. Some may argue they'd rather have a toad or a frog than Prince Charming if this is what's about to happen. Give me the frog. Give me the toad. Another comment saying, my ex told me this. He wanted to move in, but didn't want to pay down my mortgage. So I made him get an apartment to pay rent to a landlord. Dang, I mean, I can understand though. And others saying, or hear me out, it's rent. She replied with the exact definition of rent, actually. And ma'am, you could have been the landlord, the girlfriend lord, whatever you wanted to call yourself. I mean, that sounds a lot better than what she's going through.
With this lawsuit that I'm in, I'm getting a lot of comments of people saying I should delete all these posts that are on my page.
I was saying that earlier too, but hey.
But in my defense, this is not new information. Like, the court is going to find this man's name on my dwelling. This court is going to find this man's name on my, bank account.
Why would his name be on the dwelling? I'm wondering, does she mean like he has mail being sent there? Which obviously, but I'm curious, did she put him on the mortgage? Did she add his name? How far did this go? It makes me wonder because she said his name was on the bank accounts.
It is not as if I am divulging secret information that the court doesn't already have. I'm just trying to educate women on what to do and not to do if you're in a relationship and how to avoid getting sued.
I understand. I just think people online were worried that this evidence might be presented in court and not help her case additionally. But I mean, it definitely is helpful. This is going to help a lot of people. But this is also very interesting. Very interesting.
Via common law marriage. Because a lot of people do not know this, including myself. Would you delete these posts? It just doesn't really make a difference. It's not like I'm divulging like secret information. You guys are making me feel like I need to delete all of this. And it's like, it's stuff the court already knows. With this law,
I mean, her spreading awareness is great, but y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think she should delete it since she is asking? You gotta be real careful when you have an open court case on what you're saying. But let's see what else happened next. If I were her, I would just go off of whatever the attorney is saying. Like, if your attorney is looking at this and saying, you stressing me out, you gonna make me fight for my life in court. If they are looking at your TikTok and that is their reaction, they're punching the air. You about to get let down as a client. Like, they're gonna leave you as a client maybe because they're gonna be like, there's no way we're gonna win this in court. If they're gonna get paid regardless, maybe.
I have made decisions my entire adult life based off of astrology and tarot card readers. And when I tell you, you should absolutely not do that.
Jesus, fix it. Next.
And it does get worse. Part 3 of going through a divorce, even though I've never been married. I bought a car. I wired in full, all cash, the dealership, the amount for the vehicle. My ex went and picked it up for me, brought it home. That's it. 2 years later, come to find out, my name is not on the title of my vehicle. Only his name.
What? Where's the registration, ma'am? Is it just me? The vehicle comes, you have to go to the DMV and get the registration papers. Or they mailed it to you, however you did it, had to go down there. How? When the paperwork was filled out, that's in the car, right? I'm gonna be gaslit. it's in the car. Who signed and said it was whose vehicle? Did you go down to the dealership and sign and say that this is it? And why was he picking it up? Because don't when you get a car, you usually drive off the lot like happy that
Is on the title of the vehicle, meaning legally it's his. And even though legally it is his, even though I paid for it, there is a law that essentially states like a caretaker's breach of trust. What is it called? Does anybody know what this law is called?
What have I learned through all of this? It's to trust no man. It's not to cross your T's and dot your I's. It's really to trust no man and to do things yourself.
Ma'am, I feel like whatever was going on here may not have been an accident, unfortunately. What do you mean? Your name isn't on the title for your car. And who was the dealer? What? Everybody need to get sued at this point. Like, you need to be asking them some questions because what?
Don't trust any man to ever do anything for you, ever. Oh, I'll just go pick the car up for you so you don't have to drive a few hours to go get it. I'll drive myself next time.
And then imagine when he gets home, hey, can I check the title? Like I'm a girl. I had my new car in my driveway. I got in the steering wheel and I said, beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Who got the key to the Jeep? Brrr. Your boyfriend? Your boyfriend! Not the husband, because this is crazy. The boyfriend got the keys to the Jeep. He got the keys to the Jeep. Ma'am, there are certain things I feel as an adult are just adult things that you might want to have knowledge about. And I just don't understand how something like this could happen. Man, you ain't get pulled over all this time, and I'm glad if that was the case. You didn't have a case where you actually looked at that paperwork in a brand new car. I remember looking at everything. I was like, where the warranty stuff at? Like that stuff should have been in the car. And that's why I can't understand how she wouldn't have known this. And somebody doing fraud, like what is going on?
See, I'm not the only one whose man's name ended up on the title of their car.
Wait a minute. Now, you're about to... Oh, she's replying to a comment that says, I bought a car same way, went with my husband to pick it up, get home, and guess whose name is on the title? The dealer just assumed the man paid for the car. I didn't realize it until I went to finalize the registration. Ma'am, who is doing the registration for your car every year? Was he doing it? Is this why you didn't catch this? And I just still can't get past you not looking at your registration, but I understand. You said you just a girl and the patriarchy, I get it. This is alarming for many different reasons. Another being that this is happening or happened to other women. If this has happened to you, please comment down below because it's a pandemic. It's an epidemic. Why are the men's names ending up on the car registration when they did not apply for the car? They may not have even paid anything for the car. Their names are ending up on the car title. Okay, ma'am, you might want to take all that good money you make and sue the dealer. Everybody getting sued. Where's Johnny Cochran? Do he still do law? Did he do law? Anyway, somebody.
I'm not the only one whose man's name ended up on the title of their car when the woman bought it. Look at her story. The problem with me is when he got home, he also registered my car for me. I didn't do it, so I still didn't know.
And I knew it. I said it doesn't make sense because when you type in the information, it's asking you for your information on the car. You would just see it there. She put it all in his hands. So, man, was he your assistant? Your boy's assistant, like boyfriend and assistant? Was that what he was? Is that why he feel entitled to half of your stuff or whatever he tried to get? Because this man was running errands. I don't know, maybe we're missing his full role in this relationship, but ma'am, I'm so sorry that this happened. I'm so, like, you thought you had a car. Can you imagine making car payment after car payment after car payment, and you find out that your ex-boyfriend is the owner of that car legally? Can you imagine? That's like you just gave him a gift. Like, here you go. I love you that much. You know, you're suing me now, but you know, here's a gift. You can take my car too. Take my car. Take it. What?
You guys think this story is fake. I am telling you right now, I wish it were fake, but unfortunately it's real. So don't ever let a man do nothing for you. Don't ever let a man do anything for you.
Gosh, let me actually go over here. Someone here said same happened to me. It's an epidemic. It's spreading. This is scary. She said, oh my gosh, how'd you get his name off the title? Someone here replied with, may depend on the state, but in mine, he would have to sign it off. This is a different person. The person who originally said this happened to her says, I didn't get his name off, But either way, in my state, it's marital property. Okay, so she's married, so it wouldn't even really matter. And that's another thing people got to get educated on. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm married, but this is my this, my that. But it's like, that's what you think. That's what you think. If a divorce were to be initiated, that wouldn't be the case. It would be argued whose stuff is what. And I be having this conversation with people all the time. I don't know in what world people can even understand this concept and be like, I'm not going to put my husband's name on this, or I'm not going to put my wife's name on this. I'm like, you're married. You're one. Legally, in many states, they're going to divide everything down the middle, or wait until you all come up with an agreement, or say, hey, where's the prenup? In what world do you think, like, this is mine, this is theirs? The court will decide. The court will decide. Or y'all can agree on the stuff. But that is also a part of the conversation that needs to be had, is how marital property is handled, especially things like finances, 401ks, pensions, stuff like that. Oh, people get hemmed up for that stuff all the time. They just don't even think that their spouse might not be able to have access to it. And it's just not that's just not the truth. It's just not the truth. And I understand it might not seem fair. I get that, but these sort of things happen to people all the time. Someone here says, same thing happened to my mom. It's taken years for the dealership to actually take my dad's name off, and they are divorced, no contact. See, I would just be thinking, like, do I need to sue y'all? I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm learning so much. I am learning so much here.
The amount of support I've gotten on this page and the amount of people with similar stories and situations has just been so overwhelming. And I want to thank you guys so much. For the people that are saying this is all my fault, I am guilty of nothing but wanting to take care of someone, and I want the best for them.
Right.
And I just was a good person. I'm just guilty of being a good person. And so for the people that are just kind of like being negative towards me, I just feel like I'm the wrong one. You're being negative towards a good person. I'm just trying to educate people.
Right.
On what not to do in a relationship, to be honest with you. So if you have something negative to say, I mean, I guess keep saying it. It boosts my engagement.
I'm learning so much here that I didn't know some of these things were possible. I understand mistakes happen, but the amount of people saying that the car situation to them happened, or to someone they know, it's alarming. It's alarming. Y'all remember the meme, hide your kids, hide your wife? No, hide your kids, hide your husbands, because allegedly they getting on all the registrations out here. Like, they names is popping up on the registrations. Okay.
Yes, women, to avoid getting sued for common law marriage and going through a divorce even though you never married someone.
She's replying to a comment that says, can you teach us how to prevent something like this from happening? Okay, let's hear what she has to say.
You need to look up if you live in a common law marriage state, first
Yeah.
of all. If you do not ever put this man's name on your lease or your mortgage. You cannot live with this man. That is the number one rule. As soon as you move in with him, you're in dicey, choppy water, okay?
The next thing, you're not allowed to present yourself as married, meaning you are not allowed to wear a ring of any sort. And ladies, I know when we're single, we do this sometimes just so men don't hit on us when we're out in public. It's kind of something us girlies have always done, but it gets very serious. Do not ever wear a fake band or a fake ring of any sort presenting yourself as married. The next thing you have to do is somebody mistakenly says the word husband to you, you have to correct them. Otherwise, that is you presenting yourself as married. You have to correct people if they state the word husband. Do not let people say that.
Essentially everything that we read on the texas.gov website.
You also cannot have this man's name on any sort of legal documents such as your taxes, anything medical. You cannot have his name on any of your utilities, car insurance, insurance of any kind. You simply cannot play house with anyone. Otherwise, you are subject to getting sued if he chooses to do so when you break up. Now, I think people can break up all the time, remain cordial, remain friends, not take anything from anybody. I always thought that would have maybe been the case because I never agreed to be married or go through a divorce. But you just simply have to protect yourself taking these measures. Unfortunately, no matter how much you trust someone, no matter how best of friends you are, no matter how close you are, I never thought this would happen to me. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you.
No one would think something like this would happen, not with their boyfriend or girlfriend. To be fair, I can't really be like, oh my gosh, you didn't think it could happen to you? Yeah, man, we appreciate you for all this information. Even though I already had knowledge on common law marriage, I'm still learning so much from this whole situation. It's very appalling. She said, POV, you're planning your divorce party was, look, at least she can laugh and joke about it because sometimes humor can help you get through a rough time. Trust me, I understand. I really do. But I'm glad she's having fun with it right now. Allegedly, can't confirm nor deny.
Part 4. Everybody that has watched my story on my page is suggesting for me to countersue this man back, to get back everything he's ever taken from me. Justice, if you will. The problem is this man doesn't have any money for me to take, so I don't know how far that would get me, and it would be very expensive for me to just sue someone to get nothing back. But the other problem is, no matter what, I can never be mad at this man. I would feel too bad and sad to do that to him.
Why? All right, the Lord's still working on me. And I understand we're different people. Trust me, I done been through some stuff. And I understand time heals. But in the moment, you couldn't have told me not to be mad. And don't tell me to calm down. What?
Or anyone. Now, I do believe this is called being an empath, okay? Empath, however you want to pronounce it.
Ain't enough empath for me. Empath don't mean fool. It don't mean emotionless. Ma'am, it's okay. It's okay. We not gonna be like, you're so bad person for being mad and not. I'm not saying get vengeance. I'm not saying retaliate. I'm just saying you could be like, dang, you really trying to get over on me? Who you was feeling like? You lucky I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a certain level of that would be okay. I don't know.
I will just let people walk on me and will feel very bad for standing up for myself.
No, see, I would say, see, I can see it and I can hear it in people before they even say it, because I've never seen this. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a person that feels really strongly and everybody gonna feel me on how I feel. So when I hear somebody say something like this, it's kind of like, ma'am, what are you, is this how you've been going through life? Man, I don't care what you, and just so we can get an understanding, let me tell y'all what an empath is real quick. Now it says here on webmd.com, while an empath is not an official psychological term, empaths are generally understood to be people who are extremely attuned with their feelings and emotion of others. Going on to state, it stems from the word empathy, which is the ability to understand another person from their point of view rather than your own. In other words, being able to put yourself in their shoes. It's not quite the same as sympathy, which means you feel concern for someone who's going through a hard time. And it goes on to state, people with high levels of empathy tend to have strong social communication and leadership skills, but empaths sometimes have a hard time setting boundaries between themselves and others. Why I find that very interesting is it never described being a doormat. It never described being somebody who is allowing people to mistreat them. It's simply just, hey, when you feel, I feel. When you hurt, I hurt. It's like when you see somebody cry and you're like, oh my gosh, don't start crying because I'm gonna start crying. If you're a person like that lines up. Like you feel that empathy strongly. And there's nothing wrong with that. But never did it give doormat. Ever.
So for that reason, I would literally not be able to sleep at night if I ever did anything to him or anyone.
What I feel she's describing is having a large amount of sympathy for him to the point where it's like, you know what? I just can't see him struggle. I don't want to see him struggle. And it's like, I get that, the humanity of it all, being or trying to be a good person. Ma'am, I just don't want you to be, perceived as, a woman who very easy on the eyes, makes a lot of money, and then the impression that some people might get is you're a doormat, which means you might become an easy target for other people. And I don't want to see that. I don't want that for her. I wouldn't want that for anybody. And that's why I would caution everybody, don't ever be a doormat to nobody. Never. And don't be a people pleaser either, because that's dangerous as well. Because the older you get, you realize you can't please everybody anyway, so you might as well stop trying. Boundaries are healthy and important. It's part of self-care, self-love, if you will.
So here I am. I'm just going to let him take all my and I'm going to somehow justify that like that's okay. Call it a day with my hurt feelings.
It's a little bit too much for me, ma'am. It's too much for me, ma'am. But I respect your decision to feel or act however you want to act. But ma'am, this is rough.
Part 5. We have come to an agreement
It is not signed yet. Once it's signed, I can disclose like everything I have to give him. What kind of man takes from a woman like this? Hey, if you're a man, have you ever taken things from a woman that you didn't pay for? I don't think so. Here's the thing. Everybody tells me I need to be more angry because I'm actually just, God, I'm heartbroken. I am heartbroken. So I'm also in shock. I believe I'm in shock. So when he texts me and acts very nice, like I act very nice back, it is such a little mind on.
See, that's that stuff I'm talking about. And I'm not nice. That's what I would have said. And I'm not nice. I'm not nice. Actually, don't text me. No, you actually, what is y'all talking for? Isn't this man suing you? Now, everything could have just been wrapped up. Y'all could have went about y'all business, but that's not what happened. In the midst of being sued, you don't get to send me no text message because I'm not nice. Ma'am, you could still be a kind-hearted person, which, you know, it seems like she is. Some of y'all don't understand the difference between the two. People like to walk over people that they think are nice or that are people pleasers or, oh, you know what? They don't like conflict. I like it. I like it. I'm not nice. Because maybe he wouldn't feel comfortable doing that if he knew, you know. But I feel like to an extent he might know that the boundary is like there's not a boundary there. Like, where are the boundaries? Why is this man texting her? This is like a lot, man. Oh my gosh.
This is now my diary, okay? If anybody finds this account, I am screwed. Yeah, so I'm dealing with him suddenly playing nice, saying, I just want you to be comfortable with the wording of the agreement, and I don't ever mean for any of this to hurt your feelings.
And he trying to be nice, and guess what? I would have said, and I'm not nice. Again, I'm not nice. Say it with me, y'all. I'm not nice. Somebody needs this today. Somebody try to get one over on you. Tell them I'm not nice, just like that. I'm not nice. And if they don't like it, oh well. See, release it from yourself. The need to appease people, just release it. It feels great. Just do it. And don't care. Look at their face when they're like, oh my gosh, you have boundaries? Yes, I do, because I love myself. And because I love me, you can't just do me any type of way. Because I make the rules on my first line of defenses for my self-love. Not you. Not what you can do for me. Me. So I'm not nice. Ma'am, I truly feel this man is playing nice maybe to get what he is trying to get. I don't know. And he sound like he been having his way. He been having his way for quite some time. Ma'am, this is a lot. This is a lot.
What do you think it's doing, buddy? You think this is fun for me? Y'all, I think I'm easily manipulated.
I think so too. I respectfully, ma'am, I just want things to work out for her. But I would have to agree with her on that. I would have to agree. Ma'am, open your eyes, please. They're already really open right here, but open them some more. Open, I mean, literally speaking and figuratively speaking, open your eyes. It has nothing to do with being a girl. It has everything to do with you not understanding you don't have to be nice or pushover because you're a girl. That has nothing to do. There's no correlation. Being bold, being firm, being upfront. If that means you're not nice, then you're not nice. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be a new day. It's gonna be fine. And why did I pause you right here? Because ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to do you like that. Let me go to the next video actually.
Big update on my divorce, even though I never got married. He is not signing the settlement because he basically does not want me to be able to speak about him at all online ever, about anything.
Too late. It's too late, sir. Have you not seen what has transpired?
And that doesn't sit right with me. That feels kind of like some sort of gag order just on a relationship. Like, people break up all the time. People go through divorces all the time. People are on podcasts all the time. Like, it's so normal to speak about. Yet he's having this entire thing written up stating that I can't talk about him like at all. Almost kind of like he's a ghost.
Look, I can't confirm nor deny if he was playing nice with you in the last video. However, you see how that man had his boundaries and he said, this is what I want again. But I digress. I think he might not want word to get out. Can't confirm nor deny. Because wouldn't that, like, if you wanted to repeat something like this ever again and find you somebody who might make a lot of money, who might be nice, caring, loving, invite somebody into their house to live and not pay bills, then you could do that again. You could just run the same plays. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of women do it with marriage. There's people giving whole classes on TikTok about this stuff. Again, I've been saying for years, dangerous, dangerous stuff. But men ain't out here giving no classes, and he might just want to repeat the same 1-2 step. And likelihood of him being found out would be higher if you were airing out all of the information. If he was telling all the business online, which you have been, you might mess up what he might allegedly want to continue. Can't confirm nor deny.
I don't want to sign that. What happens if I do sign that and then I turn around and talk about him on the internet? It's actually kind of hard to be like, oh, I can't speak about 10 years of my life because we were together for 10 years. Like, that's almost impossible. I feel like something would slip up eventually. I just don't think this is a normal request to have me like silenced. So if you have any suggestions or advice on, like, if I just sign it and then continue about my life and just like maybe speak about it online a little bit, like what would happen? I don't know. I've never been through this before. I don't know.
Ma'am, if you do something like that and you sign an agreement, a settlement agreement, he can sue you again. He can sue you again. Like, you're going against something that is legally binding that you're agreeing on. You just take you to court again, sue you again. You be in violation. I mean, and it's up to her whether she decides to sign it or not. But this is really a lot. This is one of those things that I actually might want to follow up on. And I don't like to follow up on certain things, but I do want to know what is about to happen with this. I need to know, what do y'all think about all this? This is really crazy. Has anybody watching this video ever been sued or know somebody that has been sued for common law marriage? Did they win? Was it almost the equivalent of an actual marriage where everything was divided? Tell me what happened. I just want to know. Additionally, how many women or men and vice versa had their cars supposedly supposed to be in their name, but it ended up in either their spouse's name or their boyfriend's name or girlfriend's name? And do y'all think I should do a follow-up on this video? I know one thing, I learned a lot, and I hope you did too, because we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.